what Louisiana's about goes a lot deeper, you know, than just food. Because food, although food and music are central, that's not exactly what it's all about. And at the same time, it kind of is, because it's so much a trademark of the culture. But if I could give you an anecdote for gumbo. Gumbo, everyone knows, is a dish of a bunch of stuff thrown together to make this amazing, tasty dish. But what you might not know is, although, you know, gumbo gets the catch-all phrase of being a Cajun dish, but actually gumbo is comprised, gumbo only exists because so many different cultures came together and made that dish. Because the word gumbo is an African word for okra, or I prefer to say okri, that's how I say it. But gumbo is the African word for okra. And if you've ever heard, a lot of people don't put filet in their gumbo, but a lot of people do, and they used to put that back in the day. Filet is an herb that's put into the gumbo for flavor. Now, filet comes from the ground up root of a sassafras tree. And the way we came by that was by the Native Americans that were here. Because they knew the land, they had that herb, they used that herb. So they contributed that to the dish we call gumbo, which has the African word applied to it. And then the cayenne pepper that we season our gumbo with, and many of our other dishes, all of our other dishes, cayenne comes from, we can thank our South American heritage for that. The sausage that we put into our gumbo, sausage was brought here largely by the Germans, by the excuse me, and by the Italians. And finally, you could say the roux, the juice, if you will, of the gumbo is made from roux, and the French brought us that. The roux is a browned flour and grease mixture that's cooked, and you put it into a dish to thicken the dish. So that's the base of our gumbo, is roux, which holds it together. And you can say that that correlates to our culture, because it took all of these cultures to come together in this one pot and make a gumbo. And that's what we are as a people now, as a consequence, because all these people came together and from different cultures, different countries, and made this dish, and so made us, the descendants of the people that were here in colonial era Louisiana. Before, basically, it was Louisiana. It was just a territory. So that's a good representation. So now you can see how food is so important, but it's not the only thing about the culture. We had settlers, we had people from France, Spain, Portugal, Africa, which were slaves, Jamaicans, also in that slave realm. Native Americans were already here. Did I say Germans? Italians, Irish. So many of these people come together. And today, now, we are the descendants of those people. And that's why we're so diverse here in Louisiana. That's why we have such a particular type of accent, because in each region we have a different kind of influence, maybe, on what influences the way we speak now.